I hate it. I hate it so much that my favorite softball pitcher threw an immaculate inning for the most disgusting team in all of baseball. But I do love me an immaculate inning. Pat, do you know what an immaculate inning is?
Yes, sir.
Pretty freaking
Yeah, it
great.
was
And Andrew Kittredge threw
pretty crazy too.
it's like 100 something time that they've done that. How many times has that been?
Oh, I don't know. It's the number I feel like is just growing daily. It seems like here lately. But I think the funny part about that is he got booed off the damn mound the night
120.
before.
I thought it
120.
was like 108.
No, no. That's not what
Uh,
108 stands for, I'll tell you that. Pat, do you know what 108 stands for?
Not this week.
108 actual orders of nachos that came with cheese at the Bristol Motor Speedway last week.
That sounds about
There
right.
was that there were that many that actually they were able to get out the door.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Couldn't tell you. But I do know somebody that was.
That's true.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the 108 podcast. My name is Mike with my boy Chris, as always. And a special guest this week, our boy Pat Snellings. You might know him from our old podcast at Bush League Congregation as producer Pat. But yeah, he's back here to talk a little bit baseball, and he can talk to us a little bit more about the Bristol Motor Speedway game between the Reds and the crappy Braves. Welcome to the show, Pat. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mike and
Yeah,
Chris.
absolutely.
It's great to be on, especially a new podcast. Seems like everything's going swimmingly, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
I say
man.
it's about time we actually get you on here.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and start digging in a little bit, man. So tell us about the experience. Let's go with the positives first. It sounds like there is quite a mixed bag of things. How was it?
Honestly, it was a pretty cool experience. As far as what it could have been and should have been, it was pretty awesome. So we get up there to Kingsport, stay with my buddy Matt up there, and he's like 30 minutes from Bristol. So we did get a little bit of inside information before we went, because there's a lot of people locally working the event. So it was kind of cool. One thing I think MLB missed the boat on a little bit was all the parking was sold out, is what you kept hearing. Dude, anyone that's like been up to Bristol, been in the race, knows that there's tons of lots available. And I think we paid $20 for parking, like right across from the event. So it was actually like super convenient to get into. Really, the experience like starts there because they have the whole like fan zone and all that when you walk in. Like they really brought it to have a good event.
Yeah.
So kind of getting in there, like they had a bunch of trailers, food trucks, sponsor stuff outside. Budweiser was selling beer. They had the freaking Clydesdales there from Budweiser sitting there with
Yeah,
a
that's pretty
Budweiser
rad.
race car. So
That's
it's
pretty
like they
cool.
were kind of going all out for this thing.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of weird though, like the event seemed like they were trying to make it more about the extracurricular stuff than actually the baseball. Like, so Lexi got excited when she saw like Ted and McGraw was supposed to headline. It's like, okay, that's gonna be kind of cool. Like they're gonna have a concert, like pregame concert. Then you
Yeah.
see Pitbull supposed to be there. Then they have like four concerts outside. Like they were really trying to like drive to get you into the game, into the experience for the whole thing. Um, but then it rained, so we can get into that a bit.
Yeah.
No, overall though, like the event as it was planned seemed awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and remember reading about the parking debacle, if you would, but that doesn't make any sense. Why? Like, I mean, this is a event venue that is supposed to have this many people on a regular basis. I don't know, like, why would the parking lots just suddenly disappear when it comes to a baseball game?
So I think it's like the parking controlled by like Bristol Motor Speedway,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of the lots are all outside. It's like fields and things like that around it, but they didn't really advertise the stuff that wasn't MLB Bristol parking, if that makes sense.
The DMLB didn't like
Yeah.
pay for or get money back for.
So was it any
Like,
different for
hold on.
you
Oh, go
from
ahead.
when you went back during the Virginia Tech game there?
Oh, so it was different. When I went for the Virginia Tech game, it was kind of cool because we took a bus in, so we were already there on property and just kind of walked in. So it was a completely different kind of atmosphere than having to go and park. And I will tell you this is it had been raining the entire week before we got up there. Like we parked in a grass lot and it was sloppy. Like we had to put the truck in four wheel to get through the parking lot. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
It was $20 a park right next to the I keep wanting to say ballpark, but the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me
ahead.
share that real quick. But like that's like from our parking lot. So you're walking right
right there.
across. Yeah, so where that Ferris wheel is like the fan zone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
the
not far at all.
no, it wasn't bad at all.
No.
So when you got over there though, like they did not have it managed well for like how to get in if you weren't on property. So it was one of those like there was a line had to be like a quarter mile long. Like it was crazy. And we walked around that and then came in through like where all the Bristol parking was, like the actual event parking, and there were some RVs. Walk straight into the fan zone area.
Nice.
And then you had to have your ticket to get into that area where the concert venue and all that was.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, how long was the game delayed?
Oh, dude, we haven't even got to the game yet, but it was a while.
So what time are we at right here?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
where
before even
are
getting
we?
in, okay, so this kind of sets a stage for the aftermath debacle that everyone's been talking about on social media.
Okay, sure.
So we got into the parking lot around 1. Open the cooler, hang out in the parking lot for about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour before we head over. And then got over to the fan zone somewhere around like probably 2:30 or so. They started concerts at 1. They had a concert from 1 until 2, 2 until 3, 3 until 4, I think 4 until 5, and then 5 was when that 6 was when I think Tim McGraw went on. So they had like 5 concerts planned on stage, like hour sets before you even get in. So we roll up at like 2:30 into the fan zone area, and we just look over the mountain, man, and there is a wall of water coming at us. Like you could see the rain coming across the mountain, and we're like, we need to get in the ballpark or into the Bristol Motor Speedway. So that's kind of where it starts for us is we're going in with our tickets, not even enjoying the fan zone because the rain's on its way.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, it was a good time, but like there was a lot of just stuff that could have been handled better, but the rain led to a lot of the stuff that wasn't. So like we get in the ballpark at 3, and it's one of those that we decided to like go in and walk in, and as soon as you walk out and see the field, like it was sweet, man. My seats weren't that good, but it was sweet. So
How accessible was it to walk around and get closer? Were you able to kind of go down at all, or was it yeah, like were you able to get down there all the way where those
yeah,
people are
so
standing?
oh crap, I'm lost. Sorry, jumped to the wrong photo. Yeah, so you could get down. Let me try this again. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, you could get down to it. It just wasn't. It wasn't that easy to get. Like I couldn't figure out how to get down to the lowest level. But
Mhm.
where we did go was like where we are here. You could just kind of walk around. There was no one really stopping you. Uh,
Nice.
and
When you're
then if you look
saying
down here in the
lowest
first
level, you're
stretch,
talking about those seats,
yeah, so
like behind the
you could
field.
get down to
Okay.
the track level and walk around and look over like
Yeah.
the black wall. Sorry for whoever's like listening to this on iTunes, but like you could get down here and walk around the track is fine. And then if you look over here, where the start finish line is, that's where the people get into like the infield, and that's where like your better seats were.
Those
But
seats would
yeah,
probably
so
look
the
really
view of the thing
expensive.
when you walk in and it just opens up and there's a freaking baseball diamond in the middle of a racetrack, that was sweet.
Yeah. That looks pretty rad. I wonder so when you were down, let me explain a little bit for those that are just listening to the podcast. So it looks like the infield itself is a little bit sunken in compared to the physical racetrack, which apparently you could stand on. Could you see from that angle? Is it high enough to where there's any kind of angle, or is it just like you can physically see people standing on grass from a distance away?
I think from the seats where that picture was taken, you could see all right. But
Yeah.
there were some seats when you start getting around to, so I think it's when you start getting the like inner grandstand or whatever you want to call it, like behind the team's dugouts. And then the press box was pretty big too. So they had the press box there. That definitely obscured some people's views. And that's something like I don't know why they sold those tickets. Like you couldn't see half the infield from some of those seats.
Now, did you? And I meant to look this up, but is this now the single most attended baseball game live? And
Yes, it
do you
is.
know what like beat the record by? Is it something that they just
No,
had to
I
fill
just
those
saw it
seats?
was like 91,000 is what the total was.
Because I wonder why. Like I thought that too, and I saw quite a few really like crappy looking seats that are super far away. And I just like I don't really understand why you would do that. Like why you had to fill those seats. You could put those like those super black cloth things to kind of mute the look of sections that don't they're not going to sell tickets to, things like that. Because there's some spots that look like you literally can't even see the game. They're like a mile away.
Oh, like even from our seats, it was. I wish I would have brought binoculars. Like you need them to be able to see some of the stuff that was going on. Um,
Yeah.
but luckily with the rain, I didn't have to worry about seeing too much baseball. Or unlucky.
Yeah. You said okay, so you said how long did you say that the delay was when you bring that up?
So I'm trying to think. So the concert kicked off, I think, at like 6, and that was when the rain was really starting. The Tim McGraw concert. So, and honestly, from our seats, like we were way up. We were about as high up as you could go, and they were still expensive seats, relatively. It was like 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock was the concert, and they started like the pregame festivities then. But the pregame festivities were like, I mean, they were kind of cool. I think after that though, they shut it all down and covered the field back up. So maybe around 10 o'clock. It's supposed to be like a 7 o'clock start.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
I would say I knew it was at least 3 hours, at least just televised wise.
what did y'all do? Like I mean, what was it what did you do?
So like you had it, they did allow you to go back like in and out of the
Oh,
stadium.
that's cool. So they scanned you
You
out
had to
then?
get, yeah, they had you like get hand stamped to go out. So kind of when we got in, it was pouring down rain, so we went to go grab food. And honestly, that was way worse than I expected. Mainly because it's like MLB hyped up some of the food selections they were gonna have, and we went looking for them. You couldn't find them anywhere. Like the only one out of like the 5 they had were like the dueling hot dogs, and that was only one stand we could find them at. I mean, ballpark food's never great, but it's always kind of a novelty. So it was one of those. It's like, but we were kind of like, hey, this is a novelty game. Like, kind of want to try some of the stuff. So it's like they had Tennessee egg rolls, like funnel cake hot dogs, battered ribs and wings, and then what we were looking for is like some corn on the cob tires. So it's like,
Okay. Okay.
well, it was
What?
like a lotte.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually looked pretty good, and couldn't find any of those anywhere.
Well, hold on. Let's back up. Let's not get too far away from this because I really am desperate to know what is a Tennessee egg roll?
Well,
How much
my buddy from
barbecue is in
Tennessee
it?
says this is not no one knows what a Tennessee egg roll is. But it was like pulled pork and slaw in a deep fried egg roll.
Okay. That just sounds fantastic.
I don't know. Hot coleslaw doesn't really. I don't know how much that does it for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Mike.
Yeah, I don't.
I would eat it.
I mean, I'd try it, but like, I'm not like gonna run for it if I know that it's.
I don't know. You said funnel cake hot dogs, so
That's the one. Dude, I didn't even know they had that. I was looking it up. I was like, wow. And then I was like, I didn't even see any of that there.
I mean, you get funnel cakes and some
Now,
glizzies. It's
dude, I was
fantastic combination.
the one I'm frustrated about though is that I saw a post online about people that did get the dueling dogs, like the Cincinnati versus the Atlanta dog, and you had to pick one of the two. So you had random strangers grabbing each other's like glizzies so they could try both hot dogs.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, you know,
I don't want other people touching my food.
just people trying to help. You know, well, I just don't know if I agree with you guys on the funnel cake hot dog. So like, is it like obviously it's sweet because it's funnel cake, but like, are we talking like powdered sugar on the hot dog?
Dude, I didn't know. I don't think anybody saw one. It was like freaking Bigfoot. It's elusive.
Yeah, and I mean, so that's another thing that I read a lot about, and apparently a lot of people are pretty upset about the whole Bristol Motor Speedway game was that the concession stands were just not planned out very well. Again, I don't totally understand because this is a venue that hosts this many people often, right? Like what? I don't understand.
So
What's the max
twice a year,
capacity of this bad boy?
it's hosting like 140, 150,000 people.
Yeah, so that's like 60,000 more that were in attendance because it was like 91,000 for this game. What in the world?
So I think part of it though, and this is coming from my buddy Matt that lives up that way, is that a lot of I think Bristol Motor Speedway relies on volunteers to do a lot of this stuff because it's not really equipped to have. They don't have a ton of events every week. Like it's not like a baseball like park or anything like that. So, and one other thing that happened too is they did have a lot of local vendors they brought in for the event. So that's something that I think is interesting as well. Is like it's not necessarily the people you would think that would be posting it. Like it's not like your average person at Truist Park that's slinging dogs every day. So the other thing though that kind of affected some of it was the fact that your people that went to the game normally when you're going to a race you can bring your own food in from outside. MLB kiboshed that. Like you normally have people coming in with coolers of beer too for raceways or for NASCAR events. So it's kind of a little different atmosphere there too, as far as the food goes.
Hold up, that's a real thing.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
I always thought that was just if you were on the infield. I didn't realize you could do that in the stadiums or like in the stadium seats.
Oh yeah.
Just I just don't think I understand. I mean, I do obviously, but MLB, like they've been planning this event for like over a year, right? And so like that you're gonna sell a ton of tickets, and obviously not we're not gonna ask you how much you paid for them, but it sounds like yours were decently expensive, and you even said yourself that your seats weren't that great. I don't understand why such a cash grab for not a huge prize from it. Like I don't like it's just really, it does sound like the MLB fumbled on this game. And obviously I wasn't there, so I'm not going to talk that much crap, but I've heard a lot of people have not been happy about it. You can't really change the fact that the weather was there. It's an outdoor sport, an outdoor arena, but man, the food debacle, having some really terrible seats. It makes sense about the parking, and thank you for clearing that up, because that sounds like people are just kind of piling on at that point. But I mean, how do you feel about the whole situation, Pat? Would you do it again?
Yeah, I think I'd do it again. I think that overall, if you didn't have people, well, that's something too. They opened gates at like 3 o'clock and it had been pouring down rain. There was no shelter, so basically you had a lot of people running around trying to grab what food was there. I mean, food was going for, let's see, you have people grabbing food from 3 until 10 o'clock at night before the game even first pitch happens. Like, I don't know. I think the rain. I think if MLB learned their lesson from how they ran this thing, it could be a really good event. But the thing that frustrated me from the event though was like they did. I don't know. It's. I feel like they had this event to do a sellout, 85,000 people crowd, break the record, and you think you'd have a little bit cheaper seats to pack them out. You think you would take care of the people there. Man, they had us do a card stunt where we held up a card in front of our face during the national anthem. Like, that was something I thought was just kind of frustrating. It's like you paid this much to go to an event to become part of like what they want to do for the TV aspect of it.
I just don't think I understand what their motivation is if you have that much time to prepare. And yeah, it makes sense that they kind of frame everything around the TV schedule. I felt that way a lot during the home run derby. You went to the All-Star game, right, Pat?
Yeah, I didn't get to the home run derby though.
Yeah. Chris, that's how I felt at the home run derby. Was they like paced the overall contest game, whatever you want to call it, around framing it for television. And I get it. There's a truckload of people all around the country watching this event, but I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing, at least for people like me, and you. Like, we're not going to go to these things all over the country. We're not going to travel up to that gross town you're wearing for next year's um, home run derby. At least I'm not going to. So it's kind of one of
I
those
won't
things
either, but
where
it
I
looks like a
wish.
hell of a stadium.
Okay, yeah, fine. That aside, I feel like the MLB, when it comes to these bigger events, tends to do that. And I don't remember at the World Series back in 2021 them doing that, but they probably did more than we noticed. Took a little bit longer breaks and things like that. And I don't love that, you know?
Yeah,
I think you're right though with 2021. Like, I just think we didn't realize it. I think it's kind of become that way the last couple years with the World Series, the All Star Game, any event type or big promotional thing that MLB wants to do. They had gone from, hey, we have a set number or a set time limit between innings, that the players, all right, third out's made, everyone's got to be ready by X or time C, whatever, and just gradually, and during the big events, that time frame just slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, I mean, it's controlled chaos at that point because, if you train them to make sure that they're ready after 20, 25 seconds in between innings or whatever it is, then you'll be able to kind of stretch it out as needed. But it makes all the sense in the world if you look back as to, Rob Manfred was so hardcore about, getting the game shortened. And he did. That's true. That is incredibly true. But,
Yeah. So like, it was 5 minutes. And then whenever in the CBA, when they implemented the pitch clock and all that, they changed it. So I think it was like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. But I think during the big events, it's pushing 5, if not more, every time now.
yeah. And I mean, whatever it is, it's I'm not mad at it because you can get that game in a structured time frame, but now that we see that all these events, like, you can have that TV time and you can kind of retrain and control the chaos a little bit more for the advertisers. It's almost like, wait, I thought this was to benefit me. I thought this was to make us stay, a little bit more entertained and keep our attention. But maybe it's both. Maybe it was to keep our attention and to get some more money from, the powers that be.
Yeah.
C. Johnson, whoever the people are that are throwing the money up. Pepsi. So,
BuildSubmarines.com.
what's that?
Who sponsored the Speedway Classic, man?
Is that who?
Build
Is that really?
submarines.
Yeah, they're on the back wall at Truist too. It's a government contractor that builds subs.
Never even noticed that.
Why are they?
That's who brought you the Speedway Classic.
Why are they? I don't know. Why would you be promoting so hard on sporting events?
They're trying to get people to come build submarines, man.
What average fan is going to say, "Hey, fuck it, I want to go build me a submarine"? Especially after that debacle we had with the Titanic thing.
No, these are like government contract, like legit submarines, though.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of where they're out of. But
somewhere on a coast, that's probably for sure. But
yeah, that's paid for by U.S. Department of Navy in partnership with Blue Forge Alliance. So yeah, it's government.
Okay.
That's who brought you the classic, the Speedway Classic.
So you said that you guys were talking a little bit more about some of the concession stand stuff.
Yeah, we had previously, and this was what I was telling Pat. Like when I was writing the outline, I was like, "Well, this made me think of the debacles." I didn't even think about them running out of food. But from what Pat was explaining to me the other day, it was just nothing was labeled. I mean, it was just like the same thing at every single vendor too.
Yeah, so half the vendors were selling Domino's pizza, which I haven't seen complaints about that, so I don't think people knew that was the thing, or they sold out well before the game started. But then they didn't have any of the concessions labeled. They just said concessions, and you had to look at this little white sign that said what they had on them. Some of them had hot dogs, some had chicken fingers, but it was awful. And then we finally got to one, and we stood there for like 20 to 30 minutes trying to get food, and we were probably like fifth in line. Like they were taking an order, waiting 5 minutes, filling that order before they took the next one. And then at some point while we were waiting there, like the guy running the stand or whatever gets taken out by someone that was working the event, and they were talking outside. And I'm like, I don't know if there's a food safety concern or what, but we're not eating there. So after waiting like 30 minutes, we bailed. And then went and grabbed a $7 hot dog and $5 water from another stand.
Yeah, it sounds like when Will tried to get the grouper sandwich at the home run derby, it took like 30 minutes just to get the sandwich itself.
Man.
Or burger, sorry.
That's rough.
Jesus. Yeah, I was actually just about to ask you. Were the prices like any more extreme than normal? But it sounds kind of like no. If it was like roughly $7 for a hot dog, $5 for a bottle of water, that's ipso facto, that's standard pricing.
So something that like I said, my buddy Matt knows some people locally, and they got people to come in to operate the event. There were a ton of lemonade stands, and one of his buddies running that. MLB basically like set his prices for the event to make sure that like all the vendors that came in were set at whatever MLB wanted the pricing to be. So I'm sure that happened at all the stands, and it seemed comparable to what I'd expect a baseball game to be. Like it was comparable to what the All Star game was.
So strange. I mean, I get that MLB wants everything to kind of fall in line with how they do things, but that isn't that part of some kind of an experience there. Like, I mean, the MLB's making so much damn money on it anyway, might as well make it like feel like you're at a NASCAR race, just with the baseball game going on in the middle anyway.
Yeah.
Get that rate, like whatever concession stands that they naturally have, and the pricing and all that stuff, kind of get that crossover feel, make the baseball fans feel like they're at a racetrack, and make the racing fans feel like they're at a baseball game at the same time. I feel like you could probably do that better, but MLB, it sounds like they just literally like we're like, all right, we're gonna play a game here today, and we're gonna do everything our way. Everybody get out of the way.
Yeah, I think that they did a good job with what they had, but I think there could have been way more like cross promotion and stuff like that, and had more of that NASCAR feel to it. Um, it was cool though. Like they did try to utilize the track in the field. So like I don't know if you guys watched the game or at least the intro and all for it, but it was cool. They had like all the players right around in the back of trucks going around the before the game started, the announcements that way. Um, they had Chase Elliott come out and Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott caught for Chipper Jones, and then Johnny Bench caught for Kyle Busch. They actually let him throw in the first pitch. They
Nice,
spelled Kyle Busch's name wrong. They spelled it Kyle Boucher
nice,
on like the Colossus, their name for their jumbotron.
Nice. That boy, MLB.
So Boucher
Hey,
was
they were just,
throwing out. That was great.
yeah, I say they were just starting out great. Like they just, shooting themselves in the foot again.
love
I
that.
completely forgot. So we're talking about the rain, and the rain's a thing. Like I don't think we've touched on the rain enough. So the reason we went into the park at like 2 o'clock was because of this like wall of rain that was coming at us. And then when it died down a little bit, we went out, checked out the fan zone. It was packed. Hid under the Budweiser trailer for a little bit. Saw the Clydesdales, saw the race car. Drank a beer while trying to dodge rainstorms before we went back in for Tim McGraw. Dude, it is a long way to the top of that stadium, and
Yeah.
it's a long way. They have elevators when you walk in to take you all the way up. Well, they were long lines for that, so we ended up taking the stairs to get all the way to the top tower. Dude, you better not be afraid of heights if you're going to Bristol. So get all the way up there, get in our seats, and it's lightly misting. Dude, the longer Tim McGraw plays, the worse the rain gets. By the time we're like halfway through his set, we had to go underneath to just get away from the rain. And you look out, and there might be maybe 10% of the seats in this place are covered. Like, it's not a good place to be if you're trying to avoid rain, because you don't race in the rain. You actually just hide from it.
Yeah.
So we go down below, and we're like sitting there squatting, trying to like look under this overhang at the like there's an area to stand like below it before you go down the seats. We're sitting there, and I get on SeatGeek and just start looking up ticket prices for covered seats. So, needless to say, of the 85,000 fans that were there, we were 8 of them. So, I ended up looking, tickets were $40 or something like that for the section in front of us. Dude, we paid like for our cheap seats up above 65 a ticket for the event before like whenever they launched pricing. tickets are a row in front of us, like where about the highest you could go before you go up. So they were covered. They were $40 a piece. I checked 10 minutes later, they're $30 a piece. They dropped to $23 a piece before the game started. So we ended up
Oh
buying
yeah.
2 sets of tickets for this thing so we could get out of the rain.
Shit, though, you buying 2 sets of tickets, though, I feel like you paid better than what I would have expected MLB to even set the prices at
Well, yeah,
for one
no.
ticket.
So here's the thing. These are resale, I'm assuming. The guy next to us in these new seats we just bought did the same thing a little while earlier.
Shit.
$110 a
Okay.
seat.
Damn.
We told him we got for $23 a seat. He's like, "What?"
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
And he's
How
sitting there,
dare you?
and so like there's like these seams in the track where like because it's just metal bleachers up there, and he's sitting there. It starts raining. It starts dripping on him, and it's $110 seat he's getting rained on. So we
Right.
moved around a little bit to keep guys dry, but man, it was bad. So and then in front of us, there's like this little piece of gutter or something. And the way I could tell if it was about time for a rain delay is I could tell the stream from that gutter was getting bigger.
Yeah.
There's dude, like I don't think it was that bad for him. I gotta share this. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Let me find this video. So yeah, look at this stream of water going down. It was like right in front of this guy getting splashed the entire game.
Oh my god,
Like
I'd
we
be
walked down there to
so
like go to the bathroom
angry.
later. Yeah. It is just pouring, and that isn't even the worst it got. But that's how I knew, like, between the first, well, we can talk about the game. So you get in the game, and like, it's not raining that bad. Finally, at 10 o'clock. By the time the Braves are retired and the Reds are coming up, I start seeing that thing just start like pouring more and more, and I'm like, there's no way they're playing this. Like, there's no way they're playing the second half of this inning. There's no way. You start to see pooling in the infield and stuff like that. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
believe that they let that go for as many. I mean, not outs because they only got one that night, but how many batters got up? Like 4, something like that.
Yeah, I mean they scored both of their runs in the game in that first inning.
Yeah,
The Reds did.
like it was crazy.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just crazy to think. Just looking at that still image, I guess from someone that was sitting in like left field, and just looking down at Ozzy, and it looked like he was standing in a little pool of water,
Here, I'll
Well,
show
yeah,
you a
like one of those little
picture.
kiddie pools.
Here's a picture that I just found of it looks like Nick Allen and yeah, Nick Allen and
Good God,
Matt McLean. Like, look, you can like see,
yeah,
and
Matt
I mean,
McLean.
obviously that I mean, it's not that bad, but it looks like beneath their feet that there is enough water that as they move, there's the water is moving with them. Like that's a substantial amount of water underneath them. They're gonna get hurt. Like that's some crazy
Oh,
stuff that the
100%.
MLB let that
Yeah.
happen. That's wild.
the other thing too is like you saw the ball hit the outfield, or it as soon as it did, it just like see water spewing off the ball. Like
Yeah,
it was
it's just
slowing down
dead.
immediately. Like it was
Yeah.
wild. The ground was dead.
Freaking Texas Leaguers all day, baby. Little Duck Snort City. Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
this
I
is
like I get the idea of wanting to, get it in. We've got all these people coming from all over. Like, we got to get this game in. But like at some point, which I mean, thank God they finally did in the bottom of the first. But like, you got to realize, hey, this let's not even try and start this. This isn't conducive for baseball. You look at all the stadiums around the country, like during actual games, and they've got the grounds crew that are in charge of all that shit, and they're like, hey, all right, we got a 15-minute window, but after that, we're kind of screwed until 11 o'clock. So we can either try and force it in now, or we can wait that window and then, or wait that little time frame, and then hey, then we're clear. Then we're good to go. But like you just said, I mean, it's putting these guys in danger, like, and not like, physical danger of, the weather and everything. It's like putting their bodies in danger.
Yeah, so the video I'm sharing right
conditions.
now is after the first rain delay when they were clearing the field. Like it was a lot of rain before we even got started, and then it started right back up once they started play. Like it
And
was,
that's crazy to think all that water was pulled up and with as much rock and, stuff that they actually had to build up to
Mhm.
make the field itself, that it was still seeping out that much.
but yeah, no,
What?
it was crazy, man. I was really surprised they got in as much baseball as they did. Like, so where we were up there, you had a little bit of cell signal. There wasn't a ton there. Like, this isn't a modern ballpark with like AT&T boxes or Xfinity boxes on every like row. Like, we had a little bit of cell signal up there, and you could see the radar, and it looked like it might have had a hole, but that thing was just like as soon as that first half of that inning was, like it completely just popped up on top of us. There was nothing that they could do.
Where did you check, or did you make sure to use your Radar Omega app?
Of course. What other app would I use?
Oh, how about that? Yeah, I still gotta get you that subscription back up, right?
Yeah,
By the
sure.
way, you are correct. You are correct, Pat. 1961, that place has been around and thriving.
But yeah, it feels so dated when you're there. Like it's cool though. Like it's almost like going to a college football game. You don't have like the most modern stadiums, so it just kind of feels kind of epic when you're in there. But
I
I
just
said,
I
it's a cool venue. I think that it'd be good if they did it again, but they have some logistics they got to figure out. And like talking about the
that's
rain delay, dude, we didn't know until they're pulling tarp. Like then finally they showed up on the big screen, and then so it was probably like 10:30, something like that, 11 maybe. We were finally looking at like we got to get out of here. Like they're not going to get this thing in, and even if they are, it's going to be going until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we start leaving, and we were just leaving thinking that they might still try to get a baseball game in. Like they did not do a great job messaging what the plan was. And we're sitting there and someone's like, "Hey, Fox just popped up a graphic and took it away immediately. It said it's 1 p.m. tomorrow." So we're sitting there like not knowing what's going on leaving the stadium. And then once we left is when we got the notification that the game was going to be played the next day.
Did they
You
do
know,
anything for you about that?
It just rescheduled tickets for the next day. Like they
But
didn't
you
really do
were
anything
able
else.
to but you were able
Oh yeah, but dude, I mean it was a 1 o'clock start and it's a 5 hour
sure.
drive back. We decided to just get out of
Sure.
there and go home. Like
As long as they gave you the opportunity, I
yeah.
guess that's something. So that's
Oh
good.
yeah, they did. So I think that was something we were hearing too. Is like I think Cincy had to travel or something like that. Like both of them, the teams had checked out of hotels. I don't know how true that is, but it's like because they were gonna get out of town. I think that night after the game.
they were, yeah. That's why they played the two games in Cincinnati before, which did like another one of those weird series where you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, off Sunday, which I don't know, it just seems
Off
super weird.
Sunday.
But yeah, right?
Now,
Off's on a
Gross.
Sunday.
so
Gross.
NASCAR already has it built in that like they already have a rain delay schedule. Like if you're gonna have an event like this, it would have been cool if they would have said like, "Hey, rain delay, rain's gonna be Sunday. Like it's just gonna be pushed if we have it." So at least you have some contingency plans. Because I mean that's just normal in NASCAR. Like Bristol gets rained out probably 75% of the time. Like it's bad, but
Yeah,
it's like you're going in the southeast. You're having pop up showers every night. There should have been some like thoughts of what's going to happen if it rains.
I feel like
yeah.
for a normal fan though, like for MLB, they should have made that start time on Sunday. Like, all right, most of these people are coming from out of town. Let's try and schedule this earlier in the day
Yeah,
rather
like
than at a
11,
normal start time.
11:30. Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
do that already for what? Who is it that has the 11 o'clock game?
Well, no one does other than that. Oh, that Roku channel. They've
Yeah,
got
Well,
the Sunday wake up.
yeah, and the It doesn't. Isn't the Patriots Day game? Isn't that game
Patriots
always
game's at
notoriously
11:30.
early? Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to the whole scheduling thing. You know, it. I mean, that's best laid plans, and it makes sense a lot. But also, that baseball schedule, it's so thick, and it's
Yeah.
tedious as is. But also, normally, the Braves and the Reds, they're close enough in distance, and they probably get close enough to play each other on a one day where one of them's close enough to the other guy on an off day where they can just go ahead and get it knocked out or throw a doubleheader on the next series, whether it's home or away. So that's how baseball usually does that stuff. NASCAR, I think it's once a week, once every 10 days for races or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they already planned in the off day on Sunday. They should have told fans like, "Hey, this is gonna be like this is the rain plan prior to the event."
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Because they had to have a plan for that, or else why would you have that event at like a random park like that and put that much money into it? Like, and that was the other thing we
Which,
talked
yeah,
about too. Is like, why didn't they just play the whole series there? If you're putting all this money into that ballpark, like, use it.
for one day,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah. I mean, well, how much money did they put in? Did you guys see those jerseys? They didn't put a whole lot of time in.
The hats actually
Oh,
looked
hold
way
up.
better in person.
No, they did not. They looked terrible.
Really?
Man.
I thought they looked pretty good.
I hated it when I saw
Did you
it.
buy one, Pat? Did you buy a
I
Braves
did not, because
Jeff
that
Gordon
line
Fire
was
hat?
ridiculous.
I bet.
I'm sure we can get one at the
$50.
clubhouse store here shortly for
40% off.
$25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd probably be pretty cheap here soon. I don't know, man. The uniforms were just not great. I appreciate them trying to do something, but also what a cash grab on just like throwing different numbers and those silly decal looking bills on the hats was just a little too much for me. So I don't know, but
Stitched.
whatever it wasn't good. It was not good. But
Flames.
so if I had
Makes
to
everything better.
Dude, make you go faster. Dude, I heard Matt Olson's 40 time went down with that hat on. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yikes.
All right.
I mean, anything can help that guy with this 40 time, I'm sure. So, okay, Chris, you're the expert here. You've probably seen the most out of these like specialty / expedition exhibition games. Where does this rank for you on like the Field of Dreams meter, if you would? Like, what games did you like better? Do you want to see something like this happen? What's next?
I mean, for me personally, I don't think we're ever going to get anything better than the Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams game. Although I did really enjoy the Rickwood Field game last year. I thought that was fantastic, getting in that old stadium and then basically renovating a piece of history. So I thought that was fantastic. But like, these other things that we've seen, like the London series, the Mexico series, Tokyo series, I get them trying to expand into other territories. But like I said, I personally just do not feel like we can top the Field of Dreams. I mean, it's based off, it's, hey, you build it, they will come, man. It's I don't know why. Like, it's just a thing of lore. Like, it's just all right. Everyone wants to go there. Not all your normal baseball fans or your casual baseball fans are like, oh, I want to go see a game at Bristol Motor Speedway. They're like, what's that? But anybody knows Field of Dreams. I think it was cool too that they had the cornfield in the outfield. That's just a great backdrop. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, though.
This turd's just talking about Yankees, man. He's just like, yeah, the Yankees hit like 20 home runs. The Aaron Judge.
No, the Yankees got walked off that night, man.
I thought they won.
So,
Tim Anderson hit a walk-off home run.
Pat, what were you saying?
So one cool thing though about the Bristol game, and I don't know how many other franchises have this, but it's like there's a lot of Braves fans in Tennessee, and there were a lot of Reds fans there too. Like, I think there are a lot of people that have never been to Atlanta, and this was their first baseball game. From what I saw of some of the fans there. So I mean, as far as the outreach for baseball, like it's a cool thing to have. I don't know where else you can put it and do things like that, but I mean, it is pretty cool outreach for the MLB.
Well, I mean, I know one thing they could do. I mean, I know that Tampa says they're going to build a new stadium, but why don't we take the team away from Tampa and put it in Nashville? I'm
I've
not
heard
mad
that.
at that. I'm not
Or
mad
go
at
back to
that.
Montreal.
No.
Get the Expos back, man.
No, we don't. No.
The Nashville Expos.
America Junior doesn't get more baseball. Get out of here. We'll keep it. We'll keep it in this side of the line there. They've got the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are good at baseball. They can have that. And no, Nashville. I would love to watch baseball in Nashville. Like, that'd be fun, right?
I feel like that would be a great baseball town. I really do.
It's America's pastime, not Canada's. Get out of here.
Wait,
You guys have hockey.
Aren't Tampa Bay the little Yankees right now? Aren't they playing at Yankees Ballpark?
Steinbrenner.
Yeah, they are. Steinbrenner Field.
Ugh.
But I mean, even if Tropicana hadn't have been destroyed by the hurricane, they needed to get the hell out of there anyways.
That place trash. You know, I've been rewatching Seinfeld, and man, I tell you, I love when George works for the Yankees. Do you guys know
It is the greatest.
Do you guys know who the voice for Steinbrenner is?
Yes.
Chris, have you ever watched Seinfeld?
Man,
God, get your life together.
I know,
so George.
I know he's the traveling secretary for the Yankees. Yeah, I know that.
Well, then get
cotton's breathable there. You have to have cotton uniforms. They're breathable.
You know, why the fuck did they trade Jay Buhner? I understand that part, but I've just never watched the show.
It's awesome, and the answer is Larry David, the creator of the show. Is George Steinbrenner. Yeah, well, his voice and maybe his back. I don't know if that's actually him.
This is going to sound really bad. Like the Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah. Well, from Seinfeld.
From Seinfeld.
Case, yes. Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You should definitely watch it. But, and back to the whole Bristol thing and this exhibition kind of tour that baseball's slowly going on. You know, we talked about this back in the Bush League days, and CW was really big on it. And I agree with him in some fashion. If they're going to do this kind of stuff, do it during the off season. Take the young, talented people, the people that play in the Futures game. When they're not doing a ton of things, if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you got a family probably, and during the off season, you really don't want to mess with traveling and stuff. But if you're in the early 20s and you're aggressive and you want to live, eat, and breathe baseball all year long, have those guys go and do a Tokyo series. Have those guys go and do something wacky on a racetrack or somewhere else.
Well, they used to do that All-Star series,
right? But I mean, do that. Don't do this anymore. I'm glad it sounds like you had a good time anyway, Pat, even though it was kind of a snafu. I'm glad you did got to go and you had a good time, but it doesn't make the game better. And that game counts. That's one of the games in the 162. Both of these teams aren't, unbelievably talented this year. The Reds have an outside chance to get a wild card. But I just don't find it to be worth it. It's smack in the middle of the year, especially for this kind of thing where you have the rain delay and then you have to hustle through a game on a Sunday when everybody's supposed to be traveling. Now they're all cranky. And the juice to me isn't really worth the squeeze. It sounds like a cash grab. It doesn't feel authentic. It feels really forced. I mean, you're right with the Field of Dreams and the Rickwood games. Those are great. But the Tokyo thing last year was a week and a half before the season started? Those games should not count for the 162 season. Right?
Well,
I mean,
the way it's
the
going.
Second year in a row that it's been like that.
But
Yeah, I
the
know.
way it's going though, I mean, you had 85,000 people buy tickets for this thing. Plus, they're not going to stop. Like it's going to be at
Yeah,
least an exhibition game a year that's something like of this magnitude. At least it's what it
That's
seems
the
to be trending in.
but that's the key word, like what you just said. It should be an exhibition game.
yeah. I just don't love it being a game that matters, if that makes sense. And I'd love watching the young kids play. Like I would love to see JJ Weatherholt for the Cardinals be one of those kids that just goes and plays that game. He gets to go experience some wild, fun weekend in another country or this weird baseball scene somewhere where he can collect the jersey, play 3 games, have a good time. One of them's on ESPN at a prime time slot. The other 2 are on MLB day games or whatever. And then you have people that can go and you have, I mean, 240,000 tickets sold over a 3-day period. That seems like a win to me. And if you do it in the lower half of the country, it's probably going to be nicer weather. If you do it down in Arizona at the wherever the Cardinals play football or something like that, it'd be probably some kind of fun thing to do.
Oh, I think you just sold the Stadium Series there, Mike.
I mean, let's do it.
Braves are gonna be
I they
playing down in the Bends.
hey, they used to play baseball in football stadiums on football fields. So I mean, it's not something new. They just have to
I
they
mean,
just have to bring the
Fulton
bleachers
County
in.
was not just built just for the Braves. So Fulton County Stadium, I mean, sorry.
I always remember watching games. I think it was like Miami that did it a lot.
Yeah,
Miami
Miami
did,
was.
Oakland did,
Yeah, yeah,
but not St. Louis. Los Angeles did when the Rams were out there the first time.
yeah.
You had San Diego shared a ballpark with the Chargers.
Which sucked
Yeah, I mean,
too. Like it was one of those that like I'm sure watching a baseball game from a football game is terrible, but watching a football game playing on infield dirt is awful.
Yeah, it's gross.
yeah.
Like it's
It's
just
real.
awful. It shouldn't happen.
I just feel like that would be terrible on those players' bodies.
Big time. Getting tackled
Yeah.
on dirt.
On the dirt. Yeah.
Dude, think of Oakland, man. I bet you they forgot they'd do anything with a mound. Like, could you imagine?
Well, no, they like
Yeah,
the Oakland was
exactly.
kind of that weird situation too. Like the whole infield was like from the 30 to the 30.
Just so gross. But
Oh man.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what happens in the next couple of years with the this weird, wild, wacky. It's got it, to me. It's an exhibition series, and I hate that it counts, but you're right, Pat. I don't think they're going to stop it. The money's too good. It's going to put butts in the seats, and it's going to have people watching their TVs. And I wonder if it was clear skies, how many more people would have watched the game. I know I would have watched at least some of it, but whatever. Things happen.
Yeah, that was the you couldn't see very well. That was the other thing too. Like when we were debating on going back, it's like I got the experience. I'm not going to be able to watch that much baseball.
Yeah, yeah. What are we doing this for? But anyway, you got Pat, Chris. Do you guys have anything else today about Bristol or anything else when it comes to this week in baseball?
No, I mean, I think Pat said it, great talking about the whole experience and everything. I just think MLB as a whole needs to, I mean, I don't know how you can, think or try and plan out of, oh shit, what if we have to, have these guys have to be there for 9-10 hours? But I think there should have been some sort of emergency plan. Like, all right, crap, we're in. It's like code red. What do we do now? And instead of having all the fans sit there for, like Pat said, they got in there at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then
Left at
left
11,
it
10,
yeah.
30.
I mean, that's just a long ass time to be in a
Plus,
stadium.
it is. Yeah, that is a long day for sure.
Yeah, it's like a festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about how long you're there, and they put on 5 concerts. Like, make it about the baseball. Like, that's what we're really there for. That's why you had people there so long.
True. Good point. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this though, Pat. I really appreciate you taking some time and letting us know what happened up there. I
Yeah,
really
man.
didn't
Appreciate you
watch.
coming on, brother.
Hey, of course.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that game, and I kind of wish I had a little bit now, but whatever. Thank you. I really appreciate you stopping by. Let's not make it the last time. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more regular baseball next time, and not so much about dry nachos and whatever they call a Tennessee egg roll.
Hey,
Hey,
no buns for your
we
hot
now have an
dog.
all-time home run leader for Tennessee, though.
That is true.
Yeah, the state of Tennessee has a home run champ. That's true. Good point. All right. Well, Chris, you got anything else?
No, man. Like I said, like Mike just said, appreciate you coming on, Pat. Really do. You know, love having you. It was great. It's been like you said, way too long. So
Yeah, this is
glad
fun,
we could
guys. Anytime.
finally make the time.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. We'll definitely have you back. We'll talk some more about actual baseball and goofball stuff. But yeah, man. Thank you so much, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. We love baseball. I'm sure you do too. I hope everybody has a great night. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you.